Look, our next interview is someone who's been on the platform before. I've known him for a long person. He's a person I have respect for, and he's a good guy. Because I have been looking in the wake of the election for someone who I guess from Māoridom, but no one, we're so simplistic the way we say Māori say this, Māori say that. Māori, like all of us, are individuals, diverse people. They've got different groups, different communities and sub-communities. But most certainly, a theme of the criticism of the new government has been that it is racist. There has been much, I guess, written on social media and by the mainstream media about issues like the renaming of waka kotahi and the use of English versus Māori. Winston Peters wants to make English an official language. It has generated an awful lot of heat. Some of it, of course, stoked by the activists in the Māori Party. But really, how might Māori feel about the new government? And I thought the best person to go through is my old mate, Buddy Mikaere, who, was happy to come on and debate Julian Batchelor during the election campaign. So Buddy joins us now. How are you, Buddy? Kia ora.
Kia ora, morena, Sean. You sound like you're in good form already.
Well, it's the last day of work for me for the year. I'm pretty happy.
Me too.
Yeah, all right. Geez, Buddy, there's been a war of words. There's been a lot of, we've had the Māori Party with a poster with 2 guns on it saying we're going to fight this government. We've had all sorts of Māori academics say we'll take to the streets, we won't take this lying down. I just want to know from your point of view, from people you speak to, some of our media would write stories saying we're on the brink of a race war or some sort of revolution. Is that the case?
I think this is just the outcome of political rhetoric on both sides of the fence. But there are some serious concerns, I think, Sean. I think your ordinary Māori person is a little upset about the attack on Te Reo.
What's the attack? What's the attack exactly, Buddy? Can you tell me what that attack is?
Well, yeah, I suppose it's a bit strong. By the desire to roll back the progress that we've been making with Te Reo over, decades now. And it's just become quite embedded. I've been attending various meetings with waka kotahi officials, and they still refer to themselves as waka kotahi. Everybody else does as well, because that's the name they're now known by. It's a bit similar to how you never hear the name Mount Egmont anymore. It's always Taranaki. So this is an evolution of a kind, and so I belong to a generation where my parents were strapped for speaking Māori at school.
And whose idea was that they'd be strapped for speaking Māori at school, Buddy?
Yeah, early 20th century.
Yeah, and whose idea was that? Was that not the political leadership of Māoridom at the time?
Say that again?
But the decision to do that wasn't a white man's decision or a Pākehā's decision. That was Māori leadership. He said Māori at home, but if we're going to get ahead, we need to learn English in the Pākehā world.
No, you need to look at legislation in 1903, which set that in place.
Yep. What did the Māori political leaders and MPs at the time say about that legislation, Buddy?
Well, I have no idea.
Well, they said that they agreed with it.
It was under that legislation that my mother and father, were strapped for doing that at school.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of left a little bit of a legacy to me.
Okay.
And I just find this, there are more important things that government could be getting on than doing.
And it's a two-edged sword, that argument, though. If it's not that important, why are you so worried about it?
It's a personal thing, I suppose, Sean. I feel that, it's honouring my mum and dad to keep the importance of, a real cultural anchor, which Te Reo is, keeping that alive. And I just think it's an unreasonable thing for government to do. Why?
So that everyone understands, so that the vast majority of people can communicate clearly and simply.
Yeah, but I don't see an issue right now, Sean. I mean, just about everybody I know says kia ora or morena to me.
Yeah.
On my morning walk, complete strangers.
Yeah.
And we all know and accept that, right? And so, as I say, I think it's an evolution that's kind of coming and is unstoppable, really. So why publicise it? You know, why not just let it happen?
All right. Do you think this is a racist government, Buddy?
I think you could put that interpretation on some of the things that they're doing, but again, I think it's just political rhetoric. It's Winston appealing to his grey power mates, and it's Seymour doing the same thing. With,
and let's be honest, Buddy, it's also the Maori Party appealing to their extremist, power base.
Yeah, roll it back to the start, Sean. I did say it's on both sides of the political fence.
Yeah. How do we take the heat out of that, Buddy? Because, I think I, like you, can see political rhetoric when it happens. But also these things and these forces that appeal to, I think, the darkest of all our natures, if we let them, can kind of spin out of control and have pretty nasty consequences if we don't keep an eye on it. So how do we keep our national discourse on important issues? How do we keep that civil?
Well, if you and I could work that out, mate, we'd be in Parliament ourselves, I think. I don't know. You know, politicians, I think, tend to appeal to the base nature of most of us. And this is just an outcome of that. You know, I don't truly believe that they really want this thing to happen. It's just, a whole lot of hot air. For example, I'll come clean, Sean. I've got my lawyer working on a claim to go to the Waitangi Tribunal over the proposed changes to the smoking legislation, because I think that is a truly backward step as far as Maori health is concerned.
Well, Buddy, I've got a solution for you, mate. Why don't you advocate for the Maori Party or the Labour Party to introduce legislation that Maori can't buy tobacco products? Because that would solve your problem.
Yeah, but it's not just a Maori problem, is it? It's across the
Well, are you taking this on under the Treaty of Waitangi? You're seeing it in a Maori context. This problem's easily solved if Maori are...
That's because I have that avenue open to me.
And other people don't.
Which I know a lot of other people don't have.
Yeah.
But I'm not just
That's your Maori privilege right there, buddy.
I don't know if it's a privilege. Surely it's going to cost money.
You said I have an avenue open to me for complaint that other people don't because of the colour of their skin.